Hey everybody, guess what? Got some updates for you. Some new stuff brewing in regards to our ZF5. So I kind of looked it over, kind of studied it a little bit, because this is the first time I've ever touched a manual transmission physically. I drive one every day, but I have not physically been inside of one. So here we are. I have everything here, minus a few bolts. There was a couple things in here that I was not sure of, and I'll show you. So there's this spring, and this guy here. This is a... Okay, I was playing hide and go seek. So this guy here, as I was saying, is the reverse lock. This guy here is the idle bearing, or the idle gear screw. Goes on the side of the case. Actually, it goes right here on the other side of that case. It goes through there, actually. So figure that out. It goes in there. Okay. Now I don't know what this is for. There's not really any good wear on it, so I can't kind of guess where it may go. I've already figured that this goes about there somewhere. And then I gotta figure out how many case bolts I have and see where they all go. I'm thinking of just running to Ace and buying some of those bolts that are this color and having all new bolts for it. So being that I pretty much have everything here, I have the whole gear assembly. All this is okay. The gears, look really good, minus a few spots of rust, but they've had some oil on it, so they're not too bad. And there's some freaking dirt and stuff in there. But what I'm thinking about doing is, I really want new bearings on here. I keep thinking maybe I can just put this back together, but no, I want this done right. I've messed with trannies before, and I mean transmissions. But we want to do this right. So what we'll end up doing is have a shop just go through this, put new bearings in, and I think everything else will be fine. I mean, these synchros are like brand new almost. And it's kind of hard to shift this because, when you actually have the shifter on there, it's a bit firm to begin with, and actually trying to do it down here is like, it's not gonna, it's dicked. And, I'm missing the shift tower, but you know what? They've got some pretty nice ones on eBay for like a couple $100. So anyways, I think I've got that all pretty much figured out. And now that I have this transmission, I figured out what kind of adapter I need, and I found an adapter. It's $700. It's still pretty spendy, but it'll work. Or cost-wise, it'll do. And then I know what I gotta need for a flywheel and a clutch. So we're using like I think a 13-inch clutch for this thing. That's what we're gonna have. Yeah, it's gonna be freaking over clutch, over tranny, and axles and everything under engine. Yeah, just a little bit of wear on the input shaft, but I don't know if that's enough to concern me really. There's a slight groove, but I think it'll be okay. I don't know, we'll see what the professionals think. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this tranny. I think this is gonna be, right now it looks deceiving because it's torn apart, but I think it's gonna be fine. Well, I'm missing one bolt, so I'll have to get one. And then I've only got 2 bolts for the PTO covers, so I'm gonna go get some bolts. at some point. Okay, the detents are held in with these little caps. You can knock them sideways with a little nail. I don't know where the hell mine went. But use a little nail, and then you can kind of get them sideways. Here it is. Just like a nail like this. Maybe a little longer one will work if you don't, so you don't smash your fingers. And a little hammer, just kind of tap it, and then you can pull the cap out with some angled pliers. Those work great. And these are the 3 springs that come out. They're the same. They're not different. And then you can push the rollers up. Push those up and get them out of the way. And then you can slide it back down on the case. I think we can put this back together. I will do my part to clean this case out real quick before we put this on. And then that way there's minimal dirt in there. Now I'm sure when they go through it they'll clean it up and whatnot. Got some towels. Just wipe the inside of this off. What I like about this transmission is that it's short. It's a stubby little bastard. And it's more reliable than that stupid Mazda transmission. Yeah, and some new seal. There's like grime out the bottom of this thing. Ha! It looks like a transmission finally. Okay. There are some dowel pins that need to be hammered back in like those. Come on, damn it. And there's some dirt on the threads, which is not good. Thanks whoever took this damn thing apart. Where did I put it? Right there. Oh yeah. This is looking better and better. Look at that thing. That thing's massive. Yep. Cool. I'm happy. You know, another thing, I want to have him replace this. I think it's metal, but I want to have it changed out. Or maybe, no, it's metal. It might be okay. So it's plastic, like some vehicles. I would want it changed out and rub the ball. It feels pretty good actually. It doesn't feel abnormally shaped or anything. Looks like to clear the clutch. Okay. Wow. We did it. We have a ZF5 and it looks halfway normal now. I feel better about it. Yeah, I should be able to have that cleaned up and rebuilt for pretty cheap, I think. Like I said, the loose ends, like the bolts and the shift tower, I'm gonna take care of all that ahead of time, and then I'll just have the shop go through it and clean it up for me, and then all is freaking merry. Okay, so I got this somewhat put back together. The only thing I'm leaving out is the detent springs. I'm gonna put some plugs in there just to keep shit from getting in there. Put a cover over that, like maybe a piece of cardboard or something. But now we just need to get our miscellaneous bolts, our rear case bolts, get some nice new shiny black hardened ones, And then we'll get. Actually, I'm gonna wait on these because I think the new shift tower I'm gonna get it will come with those. And then the gaskets for the side plates, and then bolts for those as well. And then from there, it's just a matter of having a shop rebuild it. I actually was moving this around and got it to shift in all gears. It goes through. It does take some force. I mean, you're it's probably easy when you got a long stick because you got a lot of leverage. But when you're down here, I kind of had to use some force, not hammer force, but I use this fork. Get in there and move it over. So because it's flipped, the way the shifter works is because it drops in, it has a ball, and then when you move your shifter over to first or left and over, it's going over this way and then back that way. So it was kind of weird figuring that out, but it goes in all gears. Yeah, the very first gear is definitely low because I turned that like 5 times or whatever, and that's like boop, half a turn or something. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, I think it was like 4 turns on the front, 4.5 or something like that. It says it on the plate to get 1 turn out of that. So now I guess because this is a 4-wheel drive transfer case, we're gonna make our truck 4-wheel drive. So we got another $400 or $500 in 4-wheel drive parts we need to go get, but I'm not worried about that right now. When we start to get it put in the truck, yeah, we're gonna need to get a transfer case to at least be able to hook a drive shaft up to it and drive the damn thing, but that's later next year. But what I was thinking is, since we're going 4-wheel drive, might as well. We got the transmission for it. So we have first is really low. So you have low first. But then on the transfer case, correct me if I'm wrong, should also have 2 or 4 low on that as well. So if you got double reduction, that thing, the drive shafts and everything are solid, good. You could probably climb up some freaking walls with that. So I don't know, I'm getting all giddy. I'm excited. That is a bit of a tall transmission though. Look at that thing. It's coming together, guys. One piece at a time.